One of the biggest regrets I hear from survivors of narcissistic abuse is they regret the fact that they're not sure. They're not sure if they're dealing with a narcissist, and they worry, should I have stayed? Should I have done something different? Is it because of some other problem they're having? Could it be fixed? Well, if you're one of those people, this video is for you, because that's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. What if that person wasn't a narcissist? So let's get started. Closed captioning provided by Athena Moberg and CPTSDFoundation.org. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. So I did a poll both on YouTube and in my Facebook group today, Span, and I asked the Spanily, what are some of your biggest concerns? One problem that came up that was more common than I was expecting was, what if that person wasn't a narcissist? What should I do? Should I give them another chance? Was I too hasty with my decision? One reason that people say that they worry that this person wasn't a narcissist is because maybe that person doesn't have a certain quality or they don't demonstrate a certain behavior that is common to narcissists. For example, often I hear people say, why didn't my narcissist try to hoover me? Why didn't they try to suck me back in? Well, there could be a number of reasons for that. I've done an entire video on that for you, and I'll link to it here. But to make a long story short, what it comes down to is that if you're not being hoovered and you don't know why, there could be a couple of reasons. The first reason being, quite honestly, that maybe your narcissist is currently involved with another source of supply. The second reason being that the narcissist just may not have gotten around to the hoover yet. And the third reason being because maybe you actually did the thing and cut them off properly. Regardless of the reason, it doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, unfortunately, but it also doesn't mean they're not a narcissist. Everybody's just a little bit different. And even though this is a very common behavior for a narcissist, it doesn't mean that a person isn't a narcissist if they don't exhibit a particular kind of behavior. Another thing that people very often tell me is that their narcissist doesn't have a certain quality. For example, one of the typical qualities of a narcissist is that they require excessive admiration, or they're very self-focused and they think they're better than everybody. Well, every now and then you get a covert narcissist who hates him or herself and thinks they're terrible and poor me. Or you get an inverted narcissist who is all about someone else. But it doesn't make them not a narcissist. On the flip side of this, sometimes people say they have not been cheated on, so that's not a narcissist. Or they say that person doesn't repeatedly devalue and discard me, so that's not a narcissist. Although, to be honest, in that case, it's usually that you're not recognizing that the silent treatment or whatever punishment they're throwing at you is actually a discard within the relationship. But that's a whole other video. There are a few things to remember here. First of all, regardless of the diagnosis or the label that you put on someone, if that person is toxic to you in your life, if they abuse you, if they treat you terribly, you deserve better. And you don't have to accept that person being a part of your life. With that being said, there are a lot of different characteristics and qualities of narcissists. There are some common behaviors. There are typical relationship cycles and patterns. Narcissism exists on a spectrum. You've got your people over here who take a few too many selfies, and you've got your people over here who are psychopathic, and everything in between. So regardless of the reason, regardless of the issue, the thing I want to bring to your attention is that the primary feature of every toxic narcissist is the lack of empathy. It's the lack of the ability to say, I messed up. I'm sorry I hurt you. It's the lack of the ability to care about how other people feel, especially the people closest to you. So if you've dealt with a person who has a lack of empathy, who doesn't care how you feel, who doesn't care how the other people closest to him or her feel, who is so focused on his or her own sense of entitlement, own needs, own beliefs, whatever, even their need to please people outside of the house, people who they think are worthy of their time, you're probably dealing with a narcissist, a toxic one. But regardless of any of that, if the person is abusing you and making your life hard, you deserve better, and you don't have to take them back, and you don't have to give them any more chances. Someone who abuses you doesn't belong in your life. Someone who makes your life miserable, who makes your life hell, doesn't belong in your life, and I don't care what label you put on that person. Please don't forget that. You deserve better than that. You deserve more than that. You deserve to be loved, respected, peaceful, cared about, happy in your home. And I don't care if you're the only person living there. As long as you can have those things, you're good to go. If you feel uncomfortable in your home, if you feel scared in your home, if you feel constantly in chaos and stress in your home, know that you deserve better. Know that you don't have to keep tolerating this. Know that you can have peace and quiet and happy and calm and respect in your home. Know that. Anyone in your life who acts selfishly and acts like they don't have any regard for you, your needs, your safety, your peace, your quiet, that person doesn't belong in your life. Don't forget. This brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, do you think you've dealt with a narcissist? Are you sure? If you're not sure, do you care? If that person has abused you, does it matter what the label is? Share your thoughts and your ideas and your experiences in the comments section below, and let's talk about it. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, before I go, make sure you take a look at the videos I'm leaving for you right here and right here. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button right there so we can stay connected and continue on this healing journey together. I'll see you soon.